All right, should be live. Go get the key. Get us ready.
You make the announcement.
Yep. Let me grab the link. I'll make us a damn. I should be live. Yeah, here we go. Why is chat disabled for this live stream? What the fuck?
Because it's in kids mode, I think.
Oh, god damn it. Maybe that's why. Review. Alright. Now let's try it. I took it off kids mode.
Yeah, I can comment on there now.
Oh, yeah, now we go. We got it. Good.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'll let everyone load in here. We'll get this thing started. Alright, we got it fixed, Alex. We got it fixed.
It's fixed.
We don't have all the shit set up, but you know, that's why it's the trial run for it. We'll be alright. Alright. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Yep. Alex is in chat. We need to add. Let me add chat to the.
Got 6 viewers. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright, fearless leader, start us off.
Alright, let me get the chat in here real quick. It should be popped up. Nice. Chat doesn't look too good, so. Alright, fuck it. It doesn't look good, but whatever. It'll work. The people are here. Alright, well, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first Glory Days NCAA PS5 League Preview podcast, the first of many podcasts here for us throughout this cycle. The game will be releasing here in less than a week away from early access?
Sporty, let us know.
Yeah, I think we're like less than a week away from early access, so that's cool. I think we're all excited to play it here. From what we've seen, I think everything has gone as well as we could have hoped. There's nothing that I thought that was missing overall, but I think we're all pretty excited for it. And we're joined today by fellow board of directors, Adam here, who is Bama now. I see he's got the gameplay reveal up behind him, and the NCAA vice president, Milkman, rocking the Penn State polo.
Happy to be here.
Were you muted there, Mike?
Yeah, he's muted. He's muted.
What are you doing? We were just here. Come on, buddy. Get it together.
Nope. Still talking to Ghost, buddy.
What the hell, dude? We were just here for like 10 minutes talking about this. while we wait for Mike to get his headset situation fixed, uh, I think we're gonna break the podcast up into a couple different categories here. We'll start with Dynasty, go over some of the announcements they've had with recruiting and some of the player attributes. Then we'll go into gameplay, and we'll wrap it up just listing off the users and all their teams, and give our thoughts on some interesting team selections. So please stop switching your
Hello?
phones. Oh, hey Mike.
Yep, we got you. Yep, we hear you.
I don't know if I sound any different because I'm wearing a different mic now, but
You don't sound too bad. You're just a little loud, but I'll fix that on my side. Don't
she
worry
just
about it.
died on. I don't know. The mic just. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know what happened, but I think we're good.
Yep. All right. Well, I've got your chat up. Yeah. Where's Colin? Colin dipped out. So sorry. Someone pay attention to Discord chat because the way I have it set up. It's focused on like our cameras here. So actually, I'll just load it up on my phone. But without further ado, I say we dig right into it and get started here for our thoughts on Dynasty. You guys ready to go? Looks like Mike's all ready to go. All right. Okay, so first thing I have up here for us to discuss is the coaching trees. I think this was the first thing on the Dynasty thing that stuck out to me personally. The coaching trees are definitely going to be a lot different than what we have in Madden. It seems like they really tried to make a focus on improving the coaching trees from the last game, as well as the crappy systems they have in Madden. So I believe there's at least 3 different coach archetypes of motivator, recruiter, tactician. And I have a screenshot up of what the recruiter one looks like up on your screen here. And the other interesting thing I think is that there's hybrid trees between your coach trees, and you can kind of customize your coach as you see fit. So it's a lot different than in past games where you could max out your whole guy, and it was pretty OP. And I think from what they said, there's like no meta for coaching trees that they found, but I think once everyone gets the game, there's going to be something that they figure out. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the coaching trees changes?
Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job with it. Nothing seems to be too OP as of right now, but I'm sure, like you said, somebody will find something that's little cheese, as I like to say. But I think they really hit it out of the park with this because there's 3 different options you can choose from. They got the tactician, recruiter, or motivator. I think, yeah, that's it. And everybody's their own coach. So if you're at a smaller school, probably gonna have to do the recruiter if I was smart. But if you want to go a little outside the box, be a tactician, motivator, hey, I see nothing wrong with that. But obviously, guys that choose the recruiter option are going to have that advantage to recruiting. I don't really know exactly what the outside of the box thing would be for motivator or tactician, but maybe your team will have an edge one week. If you have already a better team, maybe you'll have some sort of advantage there. Or a tactician, you'll get some tips during the game or something, but I don't really know how it's going to work. I'm sure we'll figure that all out whenever we get into the game and get the dynasty started. But I like the layout. That's a pretty good idea. Pretty good options to choose from, and they can see how they do fit.
Yeah, I think the other big thing is there's some that you can't unlock with your points. You have to actually do certain achievements in games. So I think what one of them was you had to win so many road games or something like that, and you got a boost for road games, or from what I saw, or it was something like that in the deep dive or preview or whatever. But I think that was cool that some of them you have to actually earn. You can't just dump your points into. But I think the recruiting one, as long as there's not an insta commit feature, we should be good. That was really OP in the last one.
Yeah, at least it's not like you get to 52 and I mean, you can just recruit the shit out of anybody,
Mhm.
like that type of stuff. It seems like you really got to work at it, your own little skill, and it's not just going to be OP for everybody once they get up to level 52 like it was on NCAA 14. Pretty much, you had to scale back if you wanted things to stay realistic back then. Whenever you got to 52,
Looks like Mike's struggling over there. He turned his camera off. You good over there, Mike?
I think he's muted.
I'm assuming he just loaded in with no problems before the podcast. I think the recruiting one is interesting here. You can see on the screen. It looks like to unlock like the next level for whatever they had, this elite recruiter page, you had to sign 2 top 5 recruiting classes. So
It's going to be hard to get to.
that would be hard. Yeah, I mean, you're not only are you gonna, if you're one of the top teams, you're gonna be battling out with other top users, but the CPU and it's nice because you won't be able to like unlock it all in one season. You're gonna have to really build up, at least for this one specifically. We don't know what the elite recruiter looks like, but what boost it gives you there. But like here, like just looking at it, like this guy is running game, so you get upgrades for your recruiting to running backs and fullbacks, so you get easier, like scout quicker. You can increase your hours for running back specifically, and one looks like the top tier for this running back one gives you increased starting interest from running backs. So some people might do better with higher rated running backs. Some people might not put so much focus in running backs. They want wide receivers. But it'll all come down to what you kind of want to run in your scheme. And I think the other big thing too that they mentioned is you can't reset your skill tree like you could in the past versions. Like you don't get an opportunity to redo it. Whereas before you could just wipe it, and you could wipe your coordinators too. But it looks like you'll also have the ability, like your coordinators have their own skill trees. You'll be able to hire and fire them, like in Madden, and they said the coordinator skill trees, like they're overlap with yours, so you could double up on certain things or use them to complement where you don't have points in your skill tree.
I think they did a good job making it about as complicated as it could possibly be.
Right.
Not just just upgrading the same side and getting to level 52 in 3 years. They made it tough. That's good. Be less cheesing.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's going to be one. It's going to reward you for, like, you're going to actually feel like the coach trees matter. Like you're not going to, like you're going to have some advantages and disadvantages that are going to show up on the field or in the recruiting. So it's definitely a huge win for us, and especially being in an online dynasty like this with 32 other people. I would be shocked if we have a lot of people build their guy the right, in a similar way, because really the nice thing too is when we start, like, you're not going to have much experience. Like, you're going to have your offline dynasty, but an online dynasty, maybe you don't want to focus so much on recruiting because it's just going to be a slugfest, and you want to focus more on getting those wins on the field or developing players or whatever. Like maybe what works in an online dynasty is not necessarily what works in your offline one against the CPU. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I think it's definitely a really nice touch for your coach.
Right. Yeah. I agree completely.
All right, Mike, you there? Are you still struggling, bud?
Mike's still showing muted on.
All right. Well, that's what we got for coach trees. Let's run into the actual recruiting side. So I have some screenshots of the screens up right now. So now he just disconnected from the call. Maybe his internet cut out or something. We'll see if Mike joins us back then. But here I have just screenshots of what the recruiting boards look like. I think the recruiting system, it's a good blend of NCAA 13, where if you guys have played that, like there was like 14, you just set your points, set your visits, and you're good to go. Like that was all you had to do, and it wasn't very there wasn't really any much skill or pitches needed when you're recruiting the guys. It was just set it and forget it, really. But in 13, you had to call the guy up and talk to him about, what he likes, what he doesn't like, why he should come to your program, what you're trying to basically pitch this guy on coming to your program. Which they seem like there's a lot of deal breakers or categories. So, those big schools, they're going to have to, really sell their program, and those guys care more about winning and NFL potential and coach prestige and championships and whatnot. Whereas the guys at the smaller schools are going to have to just their big sells are maybe close to home or playing time and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see how the bigger school, how the drastic difference in the big schools and how they're recruiting versus the small schools being able to find those lower rated guys. I think there's going to be a lot of gems in the recruiting system, but there also probably be a lot of bust, because I think you were saying that you won't be able to see the guys all their exact stats until they're actually on your team. So
yeah, there's no set overall that you can see before you get them to sign. It's just letter grades for each attribute, and of course all the 14 factors like they have on the right side there play a huge role into whether they'll work out for you or not. Because I think they made this recruiting system to where there will be a few 5-stars that are bust and just don't work out.
Yeah, and that'll be that. It's like it's the same thing in Madden where you have a first round pick in Madden and you draft a guy high and he's normal dev or whatever, and he flops hard and you're pissed because he's like a building block now. This is in college we only get 4 or 5 years, but on that, I fully expect us to probably play, at least till the end of the NCAA championship, of the national championship. So if we start in July, you're talking we got a good 6 or 7 months that we'll play this as opposed to a Madden cycle, and then it's the first year the game's back. A lot of people are still going to be hyped up. Like, I could easily see us playing this, until the NFL draft, or heck, even till the next college football game comes out, depending on how good it is. So
yeah, me too. And we'll definitely have some people leave.
Yeah.
Mostly, the guys that like the NFL a little bit more than college, they probably won't last the whole cycle. But we have a whole wait list of dudes that are hungry to get in here and enjoy the experience, because we haven't had a game like this. I don't like to be biased, but college football is just, in my opinion, just 10 times better than the NFL. And I like the NFL, but it's like it's just a whole new level of excitement. Plus, like you said, there hasn't been a game in over 10 years. I think it's actually like 11 since NCAA 14
Yeah, I was
came
a
out.
freshman in high school when NCAA 14 came out.
I think I was in like 5th grade.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have the replayability of college football, that your roster is changing. You lose like 30% of your roster every year, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Like
there's not a whole lot of
is insane.
not a whole lot of burnout that goes on within an NCAA football game, especially if you've got a good dynasty going.
Right. It's going to be a constant battle for recruits. You're going to be battling out the guys that put the time in and build their programs up. You're going to have the opportunity to do that, or even with the coach carousel, maybe you move up, or you actually want to get some long-term, coach success in that. Whereas guys, I feel like if you play like a big school and you keep battling out, maybe you'll find that fun if you're consistently a top 10 team, but maybe you'll want to switch it up every once in a while. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
To me, it would get boring if I was a top 10 team every year and I already had like the roster and the recruiting stuff built up. But the ability to transfer your coach to a different school pretty easily. It's not like Madden where guys wanted to switch their teams after a few months. Like here, I think we give everyone 2 seasons. You have to stay at a school for at least 2 seasons to move then, just so you're not constantly jumping to the latest big school that's up.
Yeah. It's normally how it goes in real life. If you're a group of 5 head coach somewhere and you do well, win 10 games a year, and some bigger school takes a chance on you, it normally happens after 2 or 3 years. So
right.
As much as you want to keep it as realistic as possible, I think that's the way we need to go. at least 2 years.
Right. Good balance. It'll incentivize you to stay at there. You at least get like 2 recruiting cycles in. Like I think when you transfer, like when your coach moves, I think I think there's going to be a lot of players that transfer with you, or
Yeah.
want to transfer the transfer portal. At least from what they made it sound like. I don't know how good of the players that'll be transferring, but it looks like from the transfer portal, from what we were able to see, like there's not just going to be scrubs in the transfer portal. Like you could get some good quality players in there that will fill needs for your roster. And then segueing into that, the transfer portal is, obviously a completely new aspect for us in a college football game, as we didn't have that before. But I think the transfer portal in that, like, you're gonna have to play those guys. You can't just redshirt a freshman and get them to play, or guys that want to play, you're gonna have to play them. Otherwise, their transfers is what it sounds like. I think you'll be forced.
So basically, just
Yeah.
like real life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you recruit that 5-star, and you can play him right away, or maybe you just don't have enough to play him because you got a senior tailback in front of him. But yeah, he probably might transfer out to another team. I think the transfer portal is going to change how we play it, how you recruit, and it's going to help not only help small schools get some high impact players, but it's going to make the bigger schools' roster management be important. Whereas, maybe they even can start poaching big players from the small schools too. Like if guys want to transfer up to the Power 5, as long as it's not too OP.
That'll be pretty prevalent. Them smaller school guys that develop well. I see a whole lot of pissed off users whenever their top guy goes to a bigger school. It'll definitely happen from the way they make it sound.
Right. Mike, you here?
I think so.
All right. All right. Glad to see you here.
Mike, you had to go take a shit.
Oh, I think my audio isn't even capturing for like a period. Anywho, no one told me, so maybe they're not locked in. Transfer portal. What are your thoughts on the transfer portal, Mike? We just were getting into that and how it's affecting the game.
I mean, I caught the tail end of what Adam was saying. You're gonna have to find that fine balance of sprinkling in the top tier. Now, I'm not sure how. Let's say you bring in you're a top school. You bring in like a 3-star recruit. They're not expected to play right away,
Right.
In real life or in the game. So I'm not sure how they're gonna balance that. But like the top guys, you're gonna have to, because apparently in the game they have that 4-game redshirt rule. So
That'll be nice.
are they going to be happy with you just playing them in them 4 games, or are they going to want consistent snaps? But it'd also be a good way for guys like Wyoming to pick up big-time talent for a year or two that aren't getting the playing time at the top-end schools. So
yeah, it's going to be
year-round.
Nice, I think, as a small school. I feel like it's only going to... Well, I mean, it really depends on, like, the quality of players that transfer out. Like, I mean, in the screenshot down here, I see 5-star... Like, they showed 5 stars. It's not in this screen, but if you looked on the other screen, like, there were 5 stars that were transferring out. Like, what the kid from Bama transferred to Ohio State. Like, if you get him, he's like a 90 freshman, and he transfers out for, I don't know, coach leaving or for whatever reason in the game. Like, you could get potential All-American level players transferring out, which would be crazy, but I don't think that should be something consistently. It should be like a coach leaving or maybe a scheme change or I don't know the exact criteria I'd want, but the big programs will be able to, they'll definitely swallow up those recruits unless like these guys are just straight up bust. And I can't remember if they said if it would go off their high school rankings or it would like re-rank their stars like as to what they were in college. I can't remember what it said.
I think it'll probably be what they were in college unless you just didn't play them any. They'd probably keep that same rating if I had to guess.
And it'll do another wrinkle to where you're gonna have to keep recruiting fresh. You're not gonna be able to load up on 5-star to 5-star to 5-star after 5-star wide receiver. Eventually, one or two of them 5-stars are gonna probably want to transfer because they're not seeing the field because they're 6th, 7th on the depth chart.
Yeah.
Oh, now apparently they're just telling me I have an echo. Okay. How about now? How about now? I think I see the
Luke
issue.
made it said triple.
How about now? No.
Oh yeah, it's fucked.
Oh, I fixed it. Oh, Billy said it's
Sounds
fixed.
good now.
All right. Cool. I think I figured out the issue then. All right. Transfer portal pitches, I'd like to hope that it's not the same for every player, that there is some differentiation. Like, just because he's a 5-star, he shouldn't just go off like, coach prestige or
Well,
program prestige. It should be like the top kid in PA should hopefully go to Ohio State or Penn State, usually, unless the rare cases they do go to those Bama's. But like, I'd hope that some regionally want to kind of stay in the same recruiting region.
And there's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. It's just a lot of speculation.
Right.
Because I mean, we haven't touched the game. We're going off fucking Bordeaux, who got his fucking ass clapped all morning long. I mean, we can't trust that guy. He throws a fucking 4 pick sixes. I mean, who are we letting tell us how the game is? We're just gonna have to get our controller on it, and we'll know exactly how it does. I mean, because I'm sure a lot of us will start our own personal dynasties. Whenever the game comes out, I'm sure we all will do that. But we can provide some insight then. But who are we to really know? We're going off screenshots and
5 minutes of videos.
Whatever Kirk Herbstreit says on that little bullshit preview.
This is even speaking on if they fucking balance the game properly.
Yeah, I mean,
right. If we don't have 10, patches.
If we know anything from EA, there will definitely be some bullshit wrong with this game. I'm 100% positive of it.
Oh yeah, you'll get it, and there'll be a cheesy OP thing in the game that they gotta patch out, and they'll be like, we'll make a dynasty, and the patch won't apply to existing dynasties, so we'll be like 2 weeks in and either have to restart it or some bullshit like that. The same shit we had to deal with in Madden. So.
Sporty's gonna run for 450 yards a game on the Army, just doing the pitches all fucking game.
On your ass.
I think the differentiation in offenses is gonna be really fun to see. I mean,
sure.
It's not just gonna be all spread up tempo shit. Like I think if you're a coach, I mean, now that we're kind of done recruiting wise, we can go more of the gameplay. But I think if you're a coach, like, if you want to line up and run the fucking wishbone and be a pain in the dick to play, I think you'll probably be able to do it because...
Go ahead.
From what we've seen gameplay-wise, like, they said they've really tried to get as authentic of play calling as possible. It's not just going to be the same Madden shit where most of the playbooks are, like, the same, but, like, that's what makes college football beautiful is the different, the different stuff in it. And then you have different abilities. They don't look OP, but they're mental and physical abilities that'll make players stand out.
There's not going to be anything wrong with a play selection that says 55 rushes to 4 passes. Ain't nobody going to get suspended for that. It's college football. Because guess what?
Wait.
Army and Air Force and all them motherfuckers do the same exact shit. So who are we to do it?
Tech. Well,
if you want to, not anymore, but used to, right? I mean, you can't just sit there and judge because they're just going to come back with oh, I've adapted my offense to be exactly like Navy or Army. So we can't just sit there and suspend people all year long because they don't want to run a balanced offense. It's college football.
Yeah.
I mean,
the same.
who are we
There's
to
going to
ju-
be guys that drop back to pass 70 fucking times a game, and they'll
Yeah.
get pissed when they throw 5 picks. But
yeah,
there's going to
They'll
be
be
guys
let-
that
they'll
do
be-
that. Yeah.
Oh, and then they'll also
They'll
get
be-
pissed when they wonder why they can never recruit a top tier running back.
Mhm.
they'll be little Mike Leaches. That's all they are.
Yeah, I can't wait for the first game that someone just there's a guy that's gonna be dedicated to chewing the clock, 3 yards, cloud of dust, like, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's gonna be a big time upset, or someone is gonna get so bent out of shape when it happens. You know, coming crying to the
There'll be a
board.
lot.
Oh, he shouldn't be able to run the same triple option or fullback dives and all this shit. You know. It's gonna happen, but
'Cause there's only so many variations of the triple option you can run.
Now, granted, if you sit there and you get in shotgun and you run halfback dive 15 straight plays down the field, we might start to have a problem there. Like at least somewhat, be realistic
Yeah.
as in change up your fucking play if you want to run the ball every play. But you get what I'm saying. Like, there's going to be dudes that get up in there. Remember how halfback dive was so fucking OP in NCAA
Out of the
14?
shotgun.
Mhm.
Yep.
And you just sit there and you run that shit 15 plays down the field until you score? Not realistic. Might be getting the wheel, buddy. Might be getting the wheel.
The wheel's gonna be fun. I hopefully the wear and tear system.
Yeah, the wear and tear system will fuck that. So
Yeah.
basically,
Hopefully the
you gotta
wear and
start-
tear, like you can have that tailback that you want to give 40 carries to, but I hope he
Oh,
better
they'll
be a
be-
tough boy because
Yeah.
his
By
legs
week
and knees
10.
are gonna be shot by the end of the year. You
He'll
know.
have minus
Right.
10 speed, fucking minus 12 excel.
Yeah.
You saw just off that one game with Donovan Edwards, he ended the game with like minus 5 speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
And he
they
had, like,
had
16 carries.
right, and they had Drew Alar. He took a couple big hits and he was spraying that shit all over the field
Because
because
he
his
had no
shoulder
arm
got hurt or
strength.
something. Yeah.
Realistic as fuck. Very realistic.
But ideally, also again, assuming it's balanced properly and formation subs or auto subs work to some extent, it will force you to rotate your guys. And, I know all you guys that want to play your big freshmen right away, that'll be a great opportunity to realistically get them snaps.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if whoever chooses Texas just comes out with Arch Manning first fucking game.
Arch isn't in the game.
Is there not a way that they can his
No.
actual player is not in the game,
He didn't sign the NIL shit or whatever.
so they don't even
Sign
have him
his
in there as
likeness.
quarterback 16 or nothing like
Nope.
that?
And there's no creative player. There's no nothing like that.
Wow,
So he's just not in the game.
damn.
Yeah, you won't even get QB 16 or whatever. They said you won't even be able to edit his name.
Wow, damn, that's fucked.
I mean,
Well,
it's his
not
decision.
really. I kind of get it. So basically, Texas user, you're shit out of luck. Sorry about it.
You'll have Ewers for a year, and then I don't even know who their third string. Actually, wasn't Arch the third string last year? Didn't they
Better
have-
learn to recruit, buddy. Better learn to recruit.
Yeah, I think
Texas should have no problem with it with the
No,
regional
yeah.
pipelines.
Arch was the third string. They had Malik Murphy in there as the second string, but he transferred to Duke, so that's who Alex will
Yeah.
have year one.
Straka said, hopefully the wear and tear affects QBs that throw 50 times a game. Right? Yeah, I mean, if your QB throws fucking 50 times a game, I'd hope they're.
I think that does.
their
I think
arm
there's
gets
something to
shot.
that too.
Yeah.
I don't know
that
if
would be
it'll affect
interesting.
you quite as much as getting.
It's gonna be real fucking weird.
blasted.
When Trevor Etienne is a 64 overall by the time he plays me in week 4. No, he's gonna fucking abuse the shit out of that.
I'm kind of on the end where I hope I'm kind of hoping it's a little OP. rather than not have any effect.
What
Mr. Hurricane will get to
wear
the
and
bottom
tear.
of it. He'll get us
the
right.
wear and tear?
Yeah, he'll get
I'm
us
kind
right.
of hoping it's OP rather than not enough.
Yeah. But I like what I saw from the gameplay today.
Yeah, gameplay wise, I have a screenshot up of here, because I couldn't quite add video. But if you guys are interested, go check out the video. This will just be a generic screenshot as we talk about what we thought of the gameplay trailer. Yeah, I thought gameplay looked like college football. You know, fast
It did.
paced, a lot of offense. Like defense looks challenging. The pursuit angles look kind of
Stick work.
trash, but you know, stick work, like you said, running the ball, running with the sticks. Like I think maybe this is a running game. You know, maybe maybe it's gonna be run focused. We don't know.
I mean, this new passing meter and the way you lead it and shit looks
Pretty challenging, yeah.
It looks. I mean, once you get it down, I feel like it's going to be money. But I think it's definitely going to be very, very, very much offensive based.
I think dudes are gonna throw a lot of. It seems like from what I saw today.
Well, yeah, true. They have that thing where you can flick the right stick or something, and it makes the safety or
yeah.
something come down and jump a lane or something.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of learning curves. I'm sure that there'll be dudes in here who we expect to go 11-1, go by 8-4, and they're down on themselves. But I mean, you know, you gotta learn
Hell, for all we know, fucking the CPU Heisman difficulty could kick everybody's ass.
That's true. That's true.
For all we know.
Or we get a crazy slider set in there that really throws it off. I mean, sliders will be important.
We might.
Well, I mean,
depending on
what we get.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting too if they have. I thought maybe some of the attributes looked a little different than what they have in Madden, but it was just like it's just screenshots. So maybe they'll have new attributes with their abilities and what the physical and mental ones. Maybe they add some more around that.
That's why I like the.
I've seen a whole lot that are college ultimate team cards, like all them little square little boxes.
Yeah, the college
Those
ultimate
are-
team cards.
Those are ultimate team. Those are ultimate team cards. Those aren't dudes' actual ratings, you know.
Right.
Straka
People
makes a
get
great point in the chat.
people get all bent out of shape over that, but
Yeah, wear and tear makes depth more important rather than have more than less.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think in the depth, that's gonna really, I think, what's gonna show, like the big schools when you try and play one of the Wyomings of the world or the Buffaloes of the world, like your backups are gonna. It's just no different than real life. Like you can hang around for like maybe a quarter or two, but like as the smaller schools get worn out and worn down, like your depth it's gonna show, and that's why the big schools can end up pulling away late in it. You know, the depth, just like in real life, that's how usually those big cupcake matchups go. They can kind of make it competitive. You know, the Citadel will push Bama for a quarter or two. It'll go trending on Twitter, and then
yeah,
Bama drops
it'll
50.
end up being like 56-10.
Right.
And then go on about your day.
But yeah, that wear and tear will probably affect the smaller schools more than the big schools that
Yeah.
could go.
Hell, there's a famous quote that Nick Saban said. Georgia Southern ran through our ass like shit through a tin horn back in 2011. We had the best defense ever. Like, that was our best defense throughout his whole tenure. And he said they ran through our ass like shit through a tin horn. And it was what he said at halftime that got them going. And they didn't get but maybe 30 more yards after half, but they ran that triple option bullshit. So basically, watch out whenever you play Sporty, guys, because I'm telling you, he's going to run through your ass like shit through a tin horn. You ain't going to know how to stop it, and you're going to be fucking bitching in general. So,
Sporty will run. Sporty will run it 70 times a game if you let him.
Don't let Sporty figure out.
Get ready.
Yeah, don't let him get hot, because once it's like in real life. Like that was the best when you just start fucking running and pounding and pounding and pounding, just beating away at people. Like they're gonna break eventually because nothing gets you fired up more O-line, they like to run block, unless they're one of those pretty guys that likes to pass block. But the O-linemen, they want to run block and move
Hell yeah.
big bodies around. So
That wear and tear on all the defensive players once they play sporty, it's gonna be fucked.
yeah,
You better play your second string that next game because you're gonna have a whole lot of injuries on your fucking head. Oh man, it's gonna be bad. But yeah, I think we'll have a whole lot of running this year. Seems like the passing is a little bit tough to figure out, but I feel like the further we go on, we'll see a whole lot more of that.
Oh yeah, and while we're talking about gameplay, that you can hot route any receiver to anything, including a running back with a Texas angle route every single play.
And you can
best believe that will be monitored very, very, very hard, because there are certain individuals in here that will hot route to an angle route every single third down.
If you go down the field and you have your running back on an angle route for 6 straight plays, you will get the wheel. You will get the wheel.
The wheel will
Be
come.
smart about it. Be smart about
The
it.
wheel will come. I can already see it now. College football championship game, 3rd down, 4-point game. Need a big 3rd down conversion.
Wheel.
Halfback wheel.
Yeah,
I know that you saw that motion wheel Penn State had.
Yep. The motion wheels. Thank God Matt's not in the league, because I mean, between that and his tight end, I mean, that's not even. We're gonna get tight end motion into a slant, or tight end into he's gonna run a rub route and be open in the flats or something. It's gonna get creative, but it's the board is monitoring. The board will be monitoring heavily.
Wake up every day, and the first thing I do is I thank God that Matt is not in our fucking Road to Glory Days league, because he would run through this shit like Nick Saban said, like through a fucking tin horn. It'd be bad. He'd win the Natty every fucking year. That's all I got to say. He'd be motioning shit, wheels, angles, all fucking day. His running back would win the Heisman every single year. Promise you that.
I'm just hoping
hurt to wear and tear.
I'm just hoping Wyoming has an all.
He'd find a way, buddy. He'd fucking die before he ever gets hit. I'm telling you.
They do like a fall down thing so he doesn't get hit, right?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be everywhere.
Yeah, like in Madden when they catch it and just fall down. I really did you guys see if it's got to still be in the game, right? Like it's got.
It is. Yeah. It is. Bordeaux, the one good pass that he made, the entire little stream they had there, he did it on the sideline. He did one of those conservative catches.
Was it that C route where he pump faked him and then the guy caught it and he was it that play? I mean, the pump fakes looked interesting. If that actually the defense reacts to it, maybe. I mean, between that and the passing improvements, the passing looked like a little bit better. I know Madden's been getting a little bit better at the arcs and throwing angles and stuff.
Yeah.
Now with pump fakes and it looked like
bullet passes are a lot better in this game. But
sounds of it, you just got to keep the meter in the blue and you'll be good.
What I thought was interesting was on option plays you can fake pitch it. That's dudes are going to take advantage of that for sure. You can fake pitch on options, bullet pass, which seems a lot more quicker getting to the receiver than it does on Madden. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it just
inaccurate red throws won't be a fucking overthrow by 50 yards. It'll just knock
make it hard
a little bit.
Catch,
which is realistic.
Yeah, I like that. But I'm sure some of that will have to factor on your quarterback's overall too. If you've got a 61 overall quarterback and you hit the red, I mean, you can best believe you're gonna be one bouncing that bitch, or you're gonna be throwing over his head for about 10 yards, which is that's how it should be. From what I can tell, gameplay wise, they've done a great job, and we had fucking Bordeaux or Bordeaux however the hell you say his name to go
Bro,
by,
Bordeaux. I don't know.
and he was fucking terrible. So and the game still looked good. So I mean, I think that's a good sign.
I personally can't wait until Sporty hits his first fake pitch on someone. That's going to be electric.
We are gonna feel it in general.
General will be rocking.
They get the clips. Oh yeah. I think.
No, yeah, y'all think we're gonna have a game of the week? Game of the week every week? What do y'all think about
I
that?
would like to do that. I would like
I
Yeah.
mean, I
to
feel like
get a game.
there's
of
not
that.
I
going
don't
to be.
I don't feel like we'd have to sit there and commentate, but maybe we don't have to do it every week, but some weeks we get on there and we
At
kind of
least
critique
until
the
we
way
get
things are
to-
going,
Yeah,
especially because
Yeah.
if you've got a game of the week, you're probably going to have Kirk Herbstreit and Fowler in there talking, and you don't really want to interrupt them because they're a lot
Yeah,
better.
on
Yeah.
Madden, I'd always turn the commentary off, but I'll probably
Yeah.
keep them on.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm
And I
just
mean,
thinking,
there's only
like,
gonna realistically, there's only gonna be until we get to the playoff at least. There's only gonna be 1, 2, maybe 3 user games a week anyway,
right.
and there'll be weeks where there's none probably. So
Right.
It won't be that hard to vote on it or
Agreed.
whatever.
Yeah, if it's a big, maybe it's a big matchup. Like I'm just thinking USC plays Penn State, and there, I don't know. I think that it gets busy schedule wise, but maybe, we get on and we got Mike versus Milky, or Mike versus Milky versus Colin, one of the all-time legendary rivalries in the Madden scene. Now it comes over to college football. I mean, we've had some of the most iconic Madden memories between those two guys. Like that
Week
one's a
one,
can't miss.
week one we'll have Notre Dame against A&M, which I think will be Colin against Notre Dame because apparently he's thinking about switching to A&M. We don't know how that's going to go, but in week four especially, we'll have me against Swayze, Bama against Georgia. That'll be a good one.
I'll be
I think-
playing Rios in Happy Valley, Penn State,
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Ooh, hopefully that's the whiteout game. Or hopefully you can pick
Oregon,
the whiteout
hey,
game.
That's what I'm saying.
Oregon plays Ohio State in
Oh
real
yeah,
life,
they do.
so it'll be
do.
brother versus brother.
Yep.
That'll be a good one.
They
We'll
play
have to find
kind of
out if
early
they're
on,
not
I think.
the same guys. It's not the same one.
Yeah.
Pretending to be two people.
That game
We
will
ought
be
to make them do a
190.
face cam.
An in-person game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Maybe Wyoming can get on the Penn State schedule. Or I know
We'll
definitely.
see. We might be able to send a couple million to Wyoming to come to Happy Valley for a few years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna play TCU year 2.
We
I
can
need
fund your football program for a year or
Yeah,
two.
Wyoming versus TCU is going to be an all-time rivalry in this league. We're not letting up. Benny,
Colin switched A&M.
Benny, if you're watching, like we're coming for you. Wyoming versus TCU is it's gonna be a 30 for 30. That's how deep this shit's gonna run.
30 for 30. Brotherly rivalry.
Yeah. Well, I think that covers most of the gameplay wise now. I'll switch it over to we'll kind of go over some of the teams here, and this list is as up to date as when the podcast started. As you see now on your screen, I highlighted all the users or all the conferences, and then it'll tell you what the users are and what their team is. And we'll probably just start with the big ones. Of the Big Ten has a lot of.
I'll be back 2 minutes.
Yep, Big Ten's got a lot of well-established players in it. I think that between that and the SEC, they're the top 2 conferences in real life. The Big Ten is probably our strongest conference in game. We have the most users in there. I mean, you got Rios at Ohio State, Paul with Oregon, Milky's at PSU, Colin at USC, and then you've got some mid-major, or not mid-major, but like mid-programs like Vipe at Illinois, Jake M is Wisconsin. They're going to try and build those programs up to compete, but Peyton's Nebraska as well. So it's good. I think it's going to be tough for them to build those programs up if you have a lot of strong users in your conference. They've got to be comfortable going 8-4 and winning the Idaho Potato Bowl. and building their program up that way till they can make it done. Because I really think the top programs are going to stand out much more than other ones. But yeah, the Big Ten is interesting. That's obviously it's anyone's race. To say there's a favorite in it, we don't know because we don't know rosters, we don't know ratings, we don't know.
And remember, there's no more divisions in the Big Ten. It's just number 1 versus number 2 in the chip. So don't have to worry about the division bullshit. The 2 best teams will be going at it in the chip every year.
Right.
Probably playing for that one of those buys in the
guaranteed
playoff.
playoff spot, and then 12-team playoffs. That's the other thing I don't think we've talked about. 12-team playoffs. I wish we had the ability to set the rankings as like a commissioner. I mean, like in my offline college football revamped, I had the ability to set the rankings because the computer just wasn't as good as it should be. I wish as like a commissioner we got to set the rankings or at least set the playoff field because we could at least make it a little bit more accurate or make it make more sense to us.
Right.
I still feel like it'll be majority users though.
Yeah.
In the playoff.
Definitely. Obviously you got conference champions. A user's probably going to win the big. Obviously a user's definitely going to win the Big Ten. Definitely the SEC. Probably the ACC
probably
as well.
The ACC, depending on how
the ACC
good
goes.
How good like a team like Clemson CPU is.
I think most of the powerful conferences will have a a user winning one of those, but
the Big
obviously got to take Colin out of the Big
Mm-hmm.
Ten. He'll be in the SEC.
I mean, the Big 12's only got Ben and Chief, so Chief's cheese, but he might fuck up or something.
Fuck up user games,
Yeah, I would really like the ability for us to add that that at large of like a group of 5. But maybe someone has a good run, they get rewarded for it.
In that like custom. Remember how you could do the custom schedules and what bowl game like the requirements were for it? If that's in the game again, maybe we can.
Well, I think no matter what, that last seed goes to the best group of 5 team.
I think
that's a part of the playoff rule.
Mm-hmm.
Was the top Power 4? It goes Power 4, conference champions, and then the rest of the best teams out of the Power 4, and then you get like one
group of 5.
You get
the best at large.
Yeah, the best at large.
Right. So like in real life, it's like what pretty much like a lot of people are saying Memphis, like it's like the champion of the AC, which is probably like the best like group of 5 conference, which I think a lot of people have been picking Memphis for, at least from what I.
Yeah. Like I see a lot of screenshots with Liberty at 12.
Yeah, Liberty.
Teams like that. It'll probably be the best group of 5 school ranked and what record wise that'll get that spot. But I'm
surprised they don't pick Liberty.
Yeah, I know it. That's pretty crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, I thought Liberty might have.
I bet we'll have somebody. I bet we'll have somebody switch before we start.
I was thinking about Liberty, but
their roster's already like the best group of 5 rosters, so you're really just hoping to get a Power 5 invitation with them at this point. So
what the greatest thing is that these dudes who are good users and they've got a shit team expect to lose against a CPU team maybe a couple times in the first year until you get a hold of the game.
Oh yeah. The first year is going to be a lot rougher than I think people think.
Yeah.
Between just getting adapted to the game and you not like your roster's not going to fit what you like to do, and you got to figure out what works, what doesn't work for you. The game, managing. You might start out, and then the wear and tear kicks your ass because you're not adapted to it properly.
For instance, I don't see Alex with Duke winning the ACC in year 1. Or maybe I don't see.
Duke will probably be like a low 80s overall team. Clemson.
Or maybe I don't see. let me let this come down a little bit. I'm trying to get a. I don't see Peyton winning the Big Ten with Nebraska year one.
No.
You know, or maybe.
I mean, it's possible.
I see Rios winning the Big Ten with Ohio State, or maybe Diddy with Oregon. But I don't see no.
State and Oregon are the same overall.
They're gonna be what, top 5 teams?
They're
They
top
got-
three.
Top 5
3.
teams.
Yeah.
I don't see. I could see maybe Ben winning it with TCU in the Big 12, or maybe Chief with Houston. But they'd have to be on their mark every fucking week against the CP.
No slip up
Can't
games.
take
You can't have
nothing.
a fuck up game, right?
Yeah, because even back in NCAA 14, I'd have a few of those fuck up games against the CPU, and it'd destroy my season.
Yeah, you'd come
Yeah.
out.
Do
And
not-
quarterback
do
couldn't
not
hit the ball side of a
underestimate-
barn.
Yeah.
Basically, do not underestimate the power of the CPU in this game, because I'm sure it's going to be tough.
Especially
Your
the
5'10",
away
5'10"
games.
gangster quarterback. couldn't hit
Especially,
the broadside of the barn.
especially the away games and the crowd noise and all that type of stuff. It's going to come into factor. I mean, it will. Let's see who else we got here. Got Jake M with Wisconsin. I got him week 3, I guess.
No, did we forget to put? Oh, it's not. It didn't for some reason. It's not loading in the file. But yeah, we got Ben at TCU, Chief at Houston, Cold Dog. It's not read. Yeah, the coach list isn't reading the file correctly. That's why.
I haven't
So-
seen the SEC yet. You got
it's
them in
only
there?
reading half of it for some reason.
And we got some action too, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
That's right. Utah's in the Big 12 now.
Yeah, the fucking shit on screen is only
So
displaying
Chris
like
will
half
probably-
my list I made.
I can
Yeah,
see
Chris will probably be the
win
favorite.
Big 12, yeah, first year
Yeah.
or two.
Chris will be the favorite in year 1, obviously. But, ain't no telling.
Yeah.
Dudes will fuck up against the CPU and ruin their season.
And it depends too how hard it'll be to recruit against the computer for a guy like Ben who's in Texas.
And not to mention, I've mentioned this before in announcements, but guys who are playing the CPU, you can't sim defense.
Mhm.
So you gotta play the cheesy CPU. And I'm telling you, that's gonna have dudes bent out of shape more than anything.
I never played defense back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't much either. But that's gonna have dudes bent out of shape. Especially some of the top users whenever they have to play CPU. Unless they find a way to cheese their way out of
They're
it.
gonna be fucking lurking the CPU and shit.
Yeah.
Headless horsemen's all around.
Yeah. So there is a small visual error on the stream. So it was not reading the whole file or something. And,
Yeah, like it ain't even showing the SEC.
No, Yeah.
Oh, shit.
we'll change that. Don't worry.
There's Cold Dog, Chris, Dread.
Ooh. We're gonna make Cold Dog, Colorado. Chris is the
Madrid will have a
Utes,
good
Madrid.
shot for the Big 12 with Kansas too.
I think Madrid will have a pretty good shot there.
Yeah, let's add a scroll here to get that in there.
Obviously, Swayze will be the favorite in the SEC.
Mm-hmm. Best team
Me?
in the game.
Me in a close second. And we got a Colin. Well, no, Colin will actually be second with A&M.
Yeah, we'll turn the other one off. Yeah, so I had the other teams up. Whatever. Yeah, we got it fixed now. Yeah, Big 12 has a little bit more than we thought. Yeah, Madrid, Kansas, they got a good offense. Like that's going to be a good team year 1, year 2.
Sure, Jalen Daniels will be fun to use in game
Yeah,
too.
he's got to be like a 90 at least.
Oh, fuck, I forgot Pops was fucking Tennessee. That's damn.
All offense, man.
Honestly, looking at the mid majors,
Only one fast defensive end. Just I think it was terrible.
I feel like Nug might have the best opportunity to get that at large with FAU.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think a MAC team's gonna get up there, and I
No.
don't think we only got what Chase. Oh, and he's the only one in Conference USA. It looks like so. If he wins,
Hold on now. Don't be sleeping on Sporty with Army.
well, he won't have a
And
conference
Sporty-
bid. He's got a
Sporty could run through the fucking CPU.
yeah.
I got Fig with Coastal. Is he the only one in the Sun Belt? Yeah.
But Fig's
be
not
him.
good. Fig's not good for running the table. He's gonna
Yeah.
fuck up.
Oh, Fig will get fucked up by the CPU. He's guaranteed.
Yeah. But the AAC
Midwest.
only has USF. Case? I think it was Chase. I think it was Chase.
Hey, Colorado ain't in the Mountain West.
Yeah,
They're in
just
the-
a visual error there. Again, the
Yeah.
file's fucked up. But yeah, Cole Puppet, Colorado. He might go 4-8. Even though
SEC.
they're a top 10 team.
SEC's going through their Collins with A&M now, so got that to think about. Yes, Alex, we know we fucked up on the graphics. It's all right. We'll get it figured
We
out.
need to hire a graphics guy like Alex.
Chief says, "Why are dudes all taking the best teams?"
Because they don't want to compete. They don't want to build up. They want to have it handed to them. I mean, it's the same guys picking top teams here, the same ones that pick the best teams in Madden. I mean, just look at Billy, right? Like Billy,
Well-
he picked Georgia, and he's always going to take, a top 5 team in the game.
The Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well,
Chiefs,
you
Bills.
also got to think. Dudes are probably going to do their own rebuilds with their own dynasties.
Right.
So maybe they want to be at the top here, so the way we can all compete.
Man, I
You know-
just couldn't. I every time Penn State's been included in so many goddamn deep dive gameplays, and they see the gameplay every single time, and I couldn't. I had to. That they killed the atmosphere.
Noah Reed says he fully expects to win 2 games year one. Understandable.
Illinois. You should be able to beat Maryland and Rutgers, Indiana.
Yeah. There's a few on there that he ain't supposed to win. He'll end up winning. He's got it. What else is there to discuss?
Honestly, that's all I had for just a little preview pod here. We just hit the hour mark. So we covered kind of our initial thoughts on the dynasty recruiting gameplay and just highlighted some of the teams here. I think this, I'm good.
Wrapping it
I
up.
think I'm good here. We'll definitely, I'd say, expect, a bigger look at more previewing conferences once the game comes out and people are kind of set in it. Like I think we should probably
once it's
lock.
set in stone. We'll do for sure
Yeah, like a
predictions.
We need
season
to-
preview.
We need to lock in people's team choices here soon.
Right.
That way we can get a good grasp for where everybody's at. But
Well, aren't
I
they?
have a feeling even after this podcast that we'll have people switch even tonight. You just
don't
don't.
at the board. We're gonna take this evening off. Figure that shit out tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
I think it's been a successful pod here. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I don't have any other closing thoughts unless Adam or Mike have anything.
Didn't they set a date for the?
You froze, Mikey.
I'll say something. Just excited to get all this going. I know we've been waiting for 11 years for this, so I think Fallen's done a good job getting this up and going, started, ready for us to all go. We filled 32 teams in maybe a week. I mean, we had people on the server already, but we got all our team selections done real quick, and things are looking good. Gameplay looks good. Dynasty setup looks
Oh,
good.
there it is.
Transfer portal, all that looks very good. I think
Let
we
me
should
ask
be.
you guys.
Oh,
We
It
should be.
says launch roster reveal July 10th.
okay.
So that I'm assuming that means all the ratings, rosters, and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah,
That is what,
that-
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
We can
But
maybe
yeah,
set
things
the-
are looking good, guys. Just if you want to change teams, let us know. I'm sure a lot of you will want to stay. Got a lot of good teams, a lot of good rebuilds coming. But if you want to join up in these bigger conferences, let us know. We'll have to approve it. I think we should be looking at a pretty successful cycle here, especially since we haven't had an NCAA football game in over 11 years now, and dudes are hungry. College football is the greatest sport on earth, so I see a lot of fun nights ahead in this dynasty here we got going. Shout out to Fallen for getting us going. So done a great job so far.
Oh, thanks, Adam. Thank you, bud.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I
Mills,
think if,
got
if we
anything?
have if we have the roster, done Wednesday or revealed
if that-
Wednesday, and what?
That's my thought, at least. If that 10th, if that means full rosters, full ratings, I say we have these teams locked and loaded by Friday the 12th.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
so we can stop
Start-
switching around and figuring out where the hell everybody's at. If that's the full roster ratings reveal.
Right, yeah.
That's the only thing I got, really.
that sounds good to me. We'll just we'll wait and see.
Tentative, or whatever the hell you
Tentative.
want to call it. Tentative schedule
July
of
12th,
teams locked in
last
July 12th
date.
as of now.
Last day to switch your teams. I like it. I'm all for it. Well, good first pod, boys. To many more to come. To a healthy cycle, and thank you guys for tuning in. Well, I can't wait to see where this league takes us.
We will have a preseason pod the day before we start the dynasty,
Oh,
where
yeah.
we go through all our predictions, projections, where we think you should finish, where we think you'll
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah,
all that good
definitely.
mess.
No one is safe.
No
Not
one
at
is
all.
safe. By the way, Sporty's going to win the Natty year one. Shout out to that guy.
That triple option is going to be lethal.
Sporty's gonna make some
He lead.
noise.
Going to be
I hope
lethal.
he's
Going to
tuned
be
in.
running through a shit like a tin horn. He is going to be in there.
I hope Sporty's tuned in. I haven't seen him, so hopefully, maybe if he's not locked in, he'll watch this tomorrow morning.
Get
He
his
gets
spirits
some
up.
time. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it here. I'll catch you guys later, and if you guys have any questions, don't at the board tonight because we're closed. We're off. Talk to us
Yeah.
tomorrow.
We
Don't do it. DM me personally if you got something. I might run it by the boys tonight.